We are live.
Hey, how you doing, guys? Once again, it's another Saturday morning. It's welcome to Cooking with Nino and Lo, and we're just chilling like a villain. And right now, it's like, yeah, we're just chilling. I'm gonna be preparing for you this morning. We're gonna get some breakfast going, and we're gonna be doing. You know we're live, right? We're live. So you might want to make your way out of the live, all right? Because we're just going to be preparing a vegetable omelet this morning with some cheese. We're going to be using some assortment of peppers. So we just love peppers, the colorfulness of the pepper. We've got some. I actually picked some tomatoes from my garden this morning. Some cherry tomatoes. Went out back and beautiful looking cherry tomatoes. I got those from my garden. Look at that.
Oh, those are the first. That's the first harvest.
First harvest.
Look at that.
And,
hi, Tariq. Look at this.
We've also got some mushrooms. And one of the things that I love about breakfast, especially breakfast on a weekend,
got my coffee,
is that you can just open the fridge and whatever it is that you see, you just kind of pull out.
Let's turn this so they can see your ingredients.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to be preparing for breakfast. So, like I said, I've got some assortment of peppers. I found some mushrooms. Just give you a quick little glance here. I found some button mushrooms. I've got some potatoes. I guess Lorna must have baked some potatoes. I found some leftover potatoes in the fridge. I've got an onion there. And I'm going to be putting this all together. We're going to be cutting up the potatoes, adding some assortment of peppers, and as well as onion to that. I'm going to make a nice, colorful little potato, I guess a potato brine, you could call it, first thing in the morning. I'm also going to be cutting up my mushrooms, as well as my assortment of peppers and my cherry tomatoes from my garden. And we're going to make a wonderful omelet. Okay, guys, so you stick with me as I go through this process, and we're going to have some fun as usual with this. So we're going to start off and get a little something going here. And for all those people that just enjoy watching me prepare breakfast, I tell you, what I really had in mind this morning was, believe it or not, to make eggs Benedict. But I slept in and, I was a little lazy to go to the store to get the ingredients. But I guarantee you that in an upcoming show, I'm going to be doing that, and you're just going to enjoy that. So let me know. Send me a message. Let me know if that is something that you're interested in seeing. Watching me make eggs Benedict, as that is a favorite of breakfast lovers. I'm just putting in my pan here just a bit of margarine as well as some olive oil. And I'm just going to get that going. Get my burner going, put it on the high heat, and I'm going to be cutting up my potatoes. Now the potatoes, she actually baked them with skin on, so I'm just going to leave the skin on there and just kind of cut them just in a little square in half, and just cut them up just to get them into little bite-sized pieces. That's the best way to handle this, is get these in little bite-sized pieces. And it's just going to be a hell of a as we prepare.
Okay, who do we got here? We got Dwayne Montague. Hi, Dwayne.
Good What's morning. Going on, Dwayne? Dwayne is one hell of a chef.
Are you
a
Dwayne?
Wicked oxtail.
Okay, Dwayne, I hear that you are the oxtail man.
Wicked.
And we've got Tariq Vlogs.
Tariq, what up, Tariq?
Hey, Tariq. And Oxmed AC.
Yes,
hi,
all my
Oxmed.
AC peeps chiming in. I love that. All right, guys, just getting my breakfast together. And I'm going to be getting some. Ooh, there we go. There goes my daughter Jessica. She's getting herself ready for work. So I'm gonna grab me a yellow.
I got some Blue Mountain coffee today, straight from Jamaica, guys. Dwayne's giving you 2 thumbs up.
Way to go, Dwayne. Big up yourself, Dwayne. All right, get my onions in my pan.
Let me move out of the way.
Get my onions in my pan. I'm also gonna get my peppers all cut up here. Got a little bowl over here for all my All right. We get some peppers in there. I got an assortment of peppers. I've got orange, yellow, as well as a red pepper and a green pepper. Wow, I just saw that green pepper through the corner of my eye. Just pull this off the burner here. I don't want to get it flamed up too much. Generally, get my peppers. I like to get all the seeds and all that little white inner core out of it.
Now you have some. You have your. Is your stove too high here? Because
my stove is too high. I'm about to put it back on my stove.
Okay.
Just bear with me.
Just because I don't want to turn the fan on because it's going to give so much noise here.
And I tell you.
Now, how's everybody doing? What do you all do on a Saturday morning? Does anybody else make some good breakfast on a Saturday morning? Auntie says good morning. She says run mine over when you're done.
Wicked. I'll be on my way.
Morning, Annie. This morning we are making omelets. Nino's making
we're making a vegetable omelet.
Yes.
With some assortment of cheeses. But right now I'm just getting my peppers together. I've got some potatoes going here. And I'm making some O'Brien potatoes. You see, I've got a nice assortment of peppers there, going with my onions. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of fresh thyme leaves to that. I just love the taste of fresh thyme leaves on this potato. So I'm just going to get that going. Oh, you know what I forgot? I can put a little bit of garlic in there.
Oh yeah.
Fresh garlic here.
Now, doesn't that look good? I know you can't see very well, but it's a little difficult when, because we're still doing our live from a computer here.
I got some fresh garlic. There's some chopped garlic as it is. Just add it to that. It's going to be a wonderful flavor.
Best Yet Journey has joined us. She says, good morning, you two. Good morning.
Morning, guys. There we go.
Welcome to the chat. Hey, fam.
Just nicing that up.
Halima's watching.
Who's that,
good
Nathan?
Morning. And
What up, Nate, dog?
Halima says,
right.
welcome back, Mr. Elliott.
Thank you, thank you. I got my potatoes in there.
Ooh, you're really popping.
I'm popping.
I don't know if you've all been watching our videos, but Nino just returned from Jamaica. He went to visit his dad.
Had a wonderful trip.
He's all golden brown there.
A little salt and pepper. A little salt and pepper in there. That's my potatoes.
You notice the fancy wrist action he has there with the flipping of the vegetables.
And you can see, guys, that only took me a couple of minutes. Again, on weekends, you got your potatoes going. You got your all your vegetables you've got in your refrigerator. It doesn't take very long at all to get this stuff going. Once you get it going, it's all very good and dandy. You can get breakfast ready for the family. All right. I'm going to just move this. I'm going to move this item now to the back burner. Okay. So I can utilize this frontage here. So you get a good view. And just slide this to the back. And so at this
that
point,
smells so delicious. Now we have Dwayne. Dwayne says that is looking very delicious.
Thanks, Dwayne. Appreciate that.
Now you see that? Let me
Really
just give a little bit of a
appreciate that.
close-up. Look at that. Oh, potatoes and peppers and onions. Now you have your back burner on. Do you mean it to be on?
I need the back burner on.
And you want this on?
Yeah, I'm just going to turn it down. I'm going to keep that potato warm. Keep it.
Now we have to be very careful with our stove here because we've just noticed a crack in the burner, so we can't use that burner. Now, if any of you have glass top burners like this one and have ever noticed a crack in it, what did you do? So far, I think we're going to have to replace the whole glass top, and if that can't be replaced, that means it's time for a new stove.
No, it's too soon for a new stove.
It is kind of too soon for a new stove, but you know, I'm very nervous even operating the stove at this moment with that crack over there. But we're going to push on through this morning for the live people.
I'm going to continue going here, guys. With
now, Best Yet Journey wants to know, are those potatoes pre-cooked?
Yes, they are pre-cooked. As a matter of fact, Lauren had cooked them yesterday for dinner, and those are the leftovers. I just kind of pluck them out of the fridge. Like I said, when I go to the refrigerator looking for breakfast items, I just look in there for whatever there is there, and I just create something from whatever I see. So you don't have to go out and buy anything special. All you got to do is just look, see what you got, what ingredients you've got, and just start rolling.
Now, Seed Addicts is also here. She says, good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody.
I'm just cutting up my mushrooms here, guys.
So, so like he was saying, he's just using whatever we've got in the fridge. So nothing special. All the vegetables were already there, and this is going to be a vegetable and cheese omelet.
That's right. I'm
with the potatoes that were pre-cooked.
Adding some, again, some assortments of peppers, just a wee bit of the pepper, give it a nice color. And I'm also going to be adding some of my cherry tomatoes that I plucked out of my garden this morning.
Okay. There we go.
Cameraman, get with it.
Sorry, I was cutting off your head.
So I've got some, like I said, cherry tomatoes. I went out back this morning. Can I steal
one of those cherry tomatoes?
Yeah, I went out back this morning. And as you can see, what I'm doing here is I'm cutting the pepper.
Oh my God, these are so sweet. I want to eat them all.
I'm cutting the peppers in a bit of a julienne. A little different from what I had with the potatoes. I have them in a different shape. And it just sort of adds to the contrast of the whole dish. Rather than have everything moving in the same direction, we have things going in opposite direction, different shapes and sizes. And that adds to the whole complexity and the appearance of the dish. Okay, so I've got my peppers there. I think I've got them all. And okay, so let me just get the mixture started for my omelet. And I like to put a little bit of margarine or butter in there, as well as a combination of olive oil, as it will enable it to heat at a much higher temperature. So the butter or margarine will burn pretty quickly, where the olive oil will sustain it for a much longer period of time. So I just want to get that on my burner, get that going. In the midst of doing that, once that gets going and I get all my vegetables all sauteed, I am going to get my eggs cracked, get my eggs in there. And one of the key to making a successful omelet, not only with having a non-stick pan, but you gotta have a rubber spatula as well. Okay, this is gonna help tremendously when it comes to moving the egg mixture around, as well as you're not causing any damage to your pan. Okay, so I've also got a wooden spatula or wooden spoon, which I'm also going to use. I don't like to use any kind of metal in my non-stick pan. All right, we'll get that going. We're gonna be sliding all these ingredients that are chopped, and I think I'm forgetting, well, you know what? I think I used the last of the red peppers in with the potatoes, but that's okay because I've got tomatoes, which is red, so it's still gonna spruce up the appearance of this omelet in this dish. So we'll just get the mushrooms, the peppers, the onions in there, and we're gonna slowly get this sauteed. And once this is all sauteed, it's brought down to a moderate transparency level. Let's get that back in there. You can't escape. You're gonna be in my dish this morning. Then we're gonna add the egg mixture, and oh, look at that. We got runaway peppers. I don't know what's going on. All the peppers trying to escape. They're trying to escape. So like I want to mention, I spent the last 12 or so days in Jamaica visiting with my father, as well as touring around Jamaica. If you haven't seen those videos yet, guys, take a look at it. Some wonderful pictures, wonderful sceneries, food, you name it. And also while I was there, I visited a place called Border Jerk, which is original home of the piranha jerk seasoning. So check that out, guys. Beautiful videos. Sceneries are awesome. Get some peppers, some salt in there. Just to get that going. Look at that. We're just gonna get that down, and I'm gonna go crack my eggs now. Get my eggs all prepared for my omelet. At this point, I'm gonna be using, I believe, 3 eggs is probably enough for this. Some people want 2, some want 4. You know, whatever tickles your fancy. But I'm going to be using 3 eggs this morning. I'm going to be making a 3-egg omelet. To my omelet mix, I'm also going to be adding a bit of salt and pepper. And just a bit. Get it going. And of course, you've got to get your eggs going. Get it all scrambled up, beat up. Some people may choose to add a little milk to their mixture. or 35% cream or whatever else. I don't know what's going on with escaping vegetables this morning, guys, but they're all seem to be jumping out of the pan, not wanting to be cooked. So I'm just gonna get that going a bit. I've still got my my burner on warm in the back. All right, I've got the potatoes continue to remain nice and warm. So once my eggs mixture, my omelet's ready, it's all a go. I think I better crack this window open. I'm getting a little warm in here as I don't have the fan on. I don't want to turn the fan on. It's going to make a little bit of too much noise and interfere with us here.
Okay, I'm back.
Get that going. Oh, you're back. Welcome
I'm back.
Welcome
I've been trying
back.
to get to the bottom
back.
of the broken stove, everybody. Nobody seems to know what happened to it. But, you know, things happen. What y'all gonna do? If anybody knows about broken burners on their glass top, I mean, there's a crack in it. I'm very nervous. I gotta get a repairman. I did say that before, but I'm saying it again because
it's like New York City. It's so nice. You have to name it twice.
Hey, that's okay. So who do we got here?
We got. I put 3 eggs in there.
Dwayne says you guys are making some AC cargo looking very. Everybody's hungry over at AC cargo.
Oh, guys, listen. I tell you, big up to all my AC family. Okay, enough love, enough respect. I love that.
Okay, hello, fam. I have these kids here. These are my nephews. Okay, these are the culprits. These two teenage boys that have been here eating me out of house and home, and they won't tell me what happened to my stove. Come on, everybody, tell them. Tell their auntie the truth that something happened to the stove. Come on, look at them. Aren't they sweet? They love their Auntie Lorna, but they won't tell me what happened to my stove.
You know what's really interesting about it? You guys have an uncle.
Yo, if the glove don't fit, you must have quit.
You guys have an uncle that the last stove we had before this, the last stove we had like this, they're running around playing, and one of them ran by, germs pulled this down, and somebody ran into it and broke it.
Yes.
So is it a family tradition where you got ovens and breaking stove? You got to tell me, because I need to know.
And with all this delicious breakfast food, look what these kids want: sugar cereals. Can you believe that? All right.
So as I continue here, guys, I can't forget my my tomatoes. I got to get my cherry tomatoes in there. I'm just gonna cut them in half. Just drop a few cherry tomatoes in there. Like I said, it's gonna both add color as well as flavors. And as you can,
you opened the window already.
I did.
Okay.
As you can tell, guys, it's very much a family affair here. We've got.
We always have a house full.
Always. You don't know who's gonna pass through our house on any given day.
The Sweet Spot is here, and she says, "Good morning, Sweet Spot. We're making some breakfast here. Can you show the beautiful people what's in your pot?"
I sure can. There we go.
So tell them what you got. It looks like mushrooms, some onions, various colored peppers, and those beautiful sweet cherry tomatoes from our garden.
And I've also got prepared some O'Brien potatoes there that we're gonna add.
And what are O'Brien potatoes for us regular folks?
It is regular folks. You know what I'm talking about, Dwayne. So we've got some assortment of peppers. We've got onions, a little garlic in there, and I've got some potatoes from leftovers from last night. Nothing special. Add a little salt and pepper to that. And well, you know what I forgot to add to that? I forgot to add. How about a little red pepper flakes to those potatoes?
He's gonna kick it up a notch.
I'm gonna kick it up
the Sweet Spot says that it all looks so good. Now this is all preparation for an omelet, everybody.
Where is these? I know my daughter has some kind of seasoning salt.
Maybe on the next level there.
I don't know where she put that stuff.
Look at that. Look at that.
We'll just roll with it.
The smell in this kitchen right now is superb, everybody. Just superb.
So I want to get my my mixture looking like this, guys. It's nice and cooked. Everything is ready to go. All right. And now I'm going to be adding my egg liquid to this to kind of ramp it up. So we can do one of two things. We can either prepare the egg. What do you think, babe? You think I should just dump this out and just do the omelet? and then fold the stuff
whichever
in.
you like.
Right?
Either way, it tastes good.
You know what? Maybe I'll give that a shot.
Oh, it smells so good.
Okay, you know what? Let's just pour this in here.
It smells too good. I'm getting hungry, everybody.
We're gonna get the egg mixture.
Welcome, everybody, and good morning. Welcome to Cooking with Nino, cooking breakfast. I'll take that.
Get the egg mixture in there, and guys, see my mixture's going. Let me just kind of tilt that a little bit so you can see what's going on. Got my mixture going there. So you got the egg coagulating on the bottom. So you just got to move it around a little bit. Move the already formed stuff to make room for the liquidy stuff to get to the bottom. Okay. And this is part of making a successful omelet. Just get that liquid down to the bottom. Okay, and as you move it around, you just get more liquid down.
See, this is the part I have trouble with because I can't get the egg cooked well enough inside.
So you can get that going. And once you do that, you have one or two options. You can either do the skillful, talented thing of try to flip your egg over to the other side, or you can add another cover to this, and what that will do is enable it to
see. That's what I do. Then I call it a frittata.
A frittata.
Now Edwin is watching, and Edwin says that he is so hungry.
He's hungry. Well, Edwin, let me tell you something. If you're not a working man in this house, you should be eating cereal and milk. That should be a rule.
Look at those little devils back there.
So we're just gonna get that going. I'm gonna try. Do you think I should try flipping this? What do you think?
I don't know. If anybody can flip it, you can flip it.
I'm gonna give it a shot. Guys.
Debbie L has joined us. Good morning,
I'm
Debbie.
gonna see if I can give you a little flip here. It's gonna take some
okay,
coordination.
wait. Well, I'm gonna turn this so that they can see. You ready, everybody? Here comes the big flip.
Hang on.
Don't drop my breakfast now.
So I gotta make sure that it's formed nicely on the bottom, that it's holding nicely before I try to do the flip. Here we go.
Hey! Look at that! Look at that!
That was called the flip.
That was
so you
the
let me know,
flip,
guys.
everybody.
Is that a 10 or a 5 or a 4?
I think he needs a virtual applause for the flip. He did make a little mess, but hey.
That's okay. We'll tend to lose a little bit. So I'm going to turn this burner off. Once I've done the flip, turn the burner off. I leave it. And I'm going to be adding to that.
Sweet Addicts is giving you a virtual round of applause.
I'm going to be adding to that my cheese. Okay, I've got some cheese all shredded. I'm just going to add the cheese.
Oh my goodness, that smells
so
good.
Get
Everybody,
cheese on that.
Edwin's giving you a virtual
thumbs up.
Applause.
Right
you got some
Edwin.
applause from Sweet Addicts and the Sweet Spot. I think you deserve that round of applause for that wonderful flip.
All right, I'm just getting my trusty dish out for my omelet. Here you go, babe.
Thank you.
At this point, I've got the stove all turned off. I've got I've got an English muffin. Oh, let me just point that up a little bit. I've got an English muffin that I'm going to be dropping in my toaster right now. I'm also going to turn my my kettle on so I get my water going, so I can get my tea rocking.
Now I've already got my coffee. Nino brought me some nice coffee from Jamaica, some Blue Mountain. It smells so good. It tastes so good.
We're going to show you.
Now the Sweet Spot says
that's a little sash there of the coffee.
Yeah.
It's an instant coffee.
It's instant, but it comes in this little packet
little
here.
Sash. You can take it to work with you.
Yeah, and it tastes amazing.
It's an amazing coffee.
So you got the Sweet Spot hungry. Now she might go and make her own omelet.
As she should.
Now you should try to make it with whatever you have in your garden, whatever you have in the fridge. It's one of those type of omelets.
Hey, don't be messing with my omelet.
Oh, I'm not touching your omelet.
Touch it. All right, so I've got. I'm gonna get my toast down, and I'm all set, guys. Look at that. Everything is ready to go. I'm about ready to plate this. What do you think, babe?
It smells good. It looks good.
Plate. Let's get this omelet on the plate. This is how I get my omelet down. I just get it down and then let her flip. And look at that. Voila. Omelet's ready. And you got to make sure that when you do it, you do it to the shape of the plate. That will really present itself well. Okay, guys? And so now I'm just going to be adding some of the potatoes brine potatoes. Add some of that. To this, I'm also going to add, here with my kettle. Kettle is rocking. I'm going to be adding some fresh berries to my plate. I've got some blueberries as well as some. Let's get some of these in the.
Ooh, now that is huge.
I gotta get my trusted strainer. I gotta wash my berries. Just ensure, guys, when you're washing your berries that you only wash them just as you're ready to eat them. Because if you wash berries, raspberries, strawberries, or blueberries, whatever berries, if you wash them and you don't eat them right away, they're gonna be like mush in about 5 minutes. So
schmeg, as we call them, they'll get schmeg.
They get schmeggy.
Which means they get too soft and they're not worth eating.
Yeah.
I'm cheating, and I'm eating one of these potatoes.
It's time for the G file. Once it gets schmeggy, we got to put it in the G file. And you know what a G file is, right?
No, what's a G file?
G file is the garbage.
Oh.
You file something in the G file, you file it in the garbage.
That potato is so crunchy and flavorful.
All right, so I've got my berries here, guys. I'm just going to pour my berries on my plate. And look at that. That's my breakfast. I'm ready to rock and roll. Now, if that's, did you move my my omelet? It kind of looked like you shifted it a bit here.
No.
See, I know what I do, and I know what I have, and I know. Look at that, guys. Isn't that absolutely delicious? We've got a lovely vegetable and cheese omelet. We've got some O'Brien potatoes, and we've got some berries. And if that's not a balanced breakfast, hey, check this out. So
now we're gonna eat our breakfast right here in the kitchen.
Right here in the kitchen. Look here.
Because
I've got the English muffin here. Don't worry about those. We don't need those. I've got the English muffin just toasting. And I'm gonna get some.
I need a little bit.
Why is it so warm in here?
Well,
AC on. Let's turn the AC on.
Now, I don't know about you all, what your weather's been like, but our weather has been rain, rain, rain. I mean, we have these little periods of sun, but not very much, not very long, maybe half a day if you're lucky. And the garden is getting a bit overgrown. Things are getting kind of yellow, the leaves, because it's like all the nutrients are being washed out of my pots, are being washed out of the ground. I think we need to just add a little bit of extra fertilizer to help with all this rain. Like, what's happening where you guys live? Seed Addict says, breakfast of champions got her mouth watering. Now, do you want to bring that plate closer?
Sure, just grab it. I'm just going to make myself a cup of tea.
Okay. Is this not a work of art, guys? That huge omelet, the fruit, and that beautiful crunchy potato. So good.
All right, got an English muffin ready here. I'm going to.
I'm not so hip on the English muffin. I mean, bread is good, but you know,
I just wanted a little
trying to be good and not have too much bread.
I just wanted a little something. I just turned the AC on, so it might be a little.
That's too good.
Can't see that, babe. Look at that.
That's too good.
Eating and
Too good.
You can see what's going on.
That's way too good.
It is so good, guys, that we can't even wait to sit to eat this breakfast. It'd be lovely to sit at the table. We'll sit under the gazebo out back and have our breakfast as we
Debbie L says it looks delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Seed Addict says, are you going to feed those eggshells to your garden? Now, that's one thing. Now, I know some people use coffee grounds and they use eggshells, but which plants and under what circumstances do you all use these eggshells and coffee grounds, or even the tea bags? I heard people saying that they were saving their tea bags to put in their gardens. I know I read something about eggshells kind of helps prevent slugs and snails because they don't like crawling over the rough surface of the eggshells. so it kind of keeps them away. So I don't know. Does anybody else
I'm
do that?
fixing myself a cup of tea.
Well, you got your tea. I have my beautiful coffee, my beautiful Blue Mountain coffee here. I want him to stop moving and come and tell us what Jamaica was like. You can all see that he's golden brown, so he has a tan, that's for sure.
Well, I tell you, Jamaica was absolutely fantastic. Mind you, coming from Canada, a lot of red tape for us to go through in that. I had to get a COVID test no more than 72 hours prior to departure. Got out the morning, presented my COVID test. Now, prior to that, I had my first and second vaccine all recorded. I had documentation on my phone. Once I got the result of my vaccine, then it made things quite easy. Quite an easy transition at the airport. Just presented the documents, got through. When I got to Jamaica, however, there was an option stated to me that if I took an antigen test, I would have been completely exempt from any form of quarantine, as well with my vaccine and all the other stuff that I had in order. It was fantastic. I was kind of cut loose at that point, where it was complete freedom to roam and move around the island. Of course, there were some precautions. Of course, you always had to be wearing masks and be social distancing while you're there. All of that was being enforced. It's absolutely lovely.
Now, I would love to go to an island, to a resort, but I think it's still a lot of restriction and testing and all that stuff. I think I'm going to wait until maybe the world is a little bit more open. Although for those of us that live in Toronto, this weekend we're officially in stage 3. We're still under restrictions, probably a lot more restrictions than a lot of you are stateside, but at least we have some freedom. We can go to
And just getting back to my Jamaica story. Touring around the island was absolutely fantastic. First and foremost is I visited my dad, as you can see in videos that are posted. Visited my dad. It was quite a very emotional.
I'm gonna get a chair.
Very emotional meeting. I haven't seen Dad for better part of a year and a half, and I'll give you a little recap. Back in January, he suffered a double stroke, so that was kind of hard on both myself, the family, and Dad, given that wasn't able to see him. But seeing him then was quite emotional. It was quite a moment. And from that point on, Dad and I got in the car and we started touring. We went down to Westmoreland to visit with family. Went down, visited with my cousin Chris and all the other family members. We're hanging out with Chris, driving, touring the island, seeing all different sights and down in the grill. And it was just absolutely wonderful. Jamaica is a beautiful island. And I think having been away for a year and a half, it really made me appreciate Jamaica so much more. Made me appreciate a simple thing as getting on an aircraft, flying to Jamaica. Some things we take for granted one way or the other, but I promise I will not take anything else for granted, knowing that when you have and you're being restricted as to your movements,
yes.
It is a really tough thing to go through. And I know psychologically it's affected a lot of people. Yeah. From a business perspective, a lot of businesses have closed and could not survive the turbulence of the pandemic. But I wish you all luck. I hope everyone recover, families, and
the thing that was most poignant with me was the fact that during this whole time that we haven't been there and Nino hasn't seen his dad, it was very distressing. And I mean, they're countries apart, but there are a lot of people right here in the same city that have been apart. For instance, my father has been in his apartment.
He hasn't left his apartment.
Has not left his apartment since the original COVID lockdown. He's been there since we brought him home right after Christmas. He's been in his apartment. Mind you, he's finally gotten both vaccines. We bring meals to him and groceries, but he has not left his apartment.
And to some degree, he's afraid to leave his apartment because we've tried to encourage him to come up and visit with us, but he's He's
So
very reluctant to do so.
even though the world is opening up slowly and we're getting back to a normal pace, there's still a lot of people that it's taken them quite a while to get back to some sort of normalcy with this whole lockdown and pandemic and all this kind of jazz. Now, the sweet spot is telling me that eggshells are calcium, so just turn them into powder and put them in the garden. Okay, consider it done. I'm going to start saving all my eggshells. And the Backyard Life says, great job, looks good. I use those shells also for their garden. Okay, I think I've been missing out on the shells. Seed Addict says tomatoes, peppers, eggplants like calcium from the eggshells. It helps to prevent blossom end rot. Okay, you guys are giving me some good tips today. And I must say that in the last 2 weeks, we've had enormous growth in the few little vegetable plants that we've had. Our peppers they've grown like 1,000%. We have peppers ready to be picked, as a matter of fact.
I thought about picking a pepper this morning.
Yeah.
But I figured since we have peppers in the fridge, I may as well use those. So
we have lots of tomatoes, and those little cherry tomatoes are so sweet and taste amazing.
Did I use them all?
Yes, you did. They taste amazing, so sweet. I love growing those. Going out in the backyard and just picking them. Those taste the best. But yeah, you guys have to remember that there's a lot of people that are still quite leery about, socializing the way that we did pre-pandemic. So, I'm glad I have my garden because that's kept me busy all these months.
Well, not only did it kept her busy, and myself, I'm starting to plant plants as well. I never used to do that. For me, it was always, if I can't eat it, I won't plant it. Now I'm starting to join her with planting flowers, and I think as well during the warmer climates here in Toronto, the backyard is really an extension of the house.
Right.
So it gives you more space to kind of roam out backwards during the winter months. Everyone is and come together. So we're certainly happy for the warmer weather, and we're happy for the fact that things are changing, and times are changing, and people are getting back to some form of normality. So that's a good thing.
Now, the other thing on our plate, if you can believe it, we are the little page that started just barely 4 months ago. And right now, in this very moment today, we are at 980 subscribers.
Wow.
I can't believe that.
That being said, guys, we're only 20 away. So call your friends, call your brothers, your sisters, your neighbors. Tell them they got to subscribe to Nino and Lo. And all my AC family, listen, big up, extend the love. Share the love.
All of you that have already subscribed and followed us, all 980 of you.
Big up on yourself.
Thank you so much. I can't thank you enough. And I mean, it's been fun, and
it's been a lot of fun.
I'm really surprising myself. I can see my evolution of how I'm editing because, guys, I do all the editing for our videos, all the thumbnails for our videos.
She's good at it. She has become
I can
so
see
good
how
at it.
I am starting to get better. I can see my progression through the videos. We have, I don't know, at least some 60 odd videos now.
Oh, more than that. I think we're more than 75 videos.
Is it?
Yeah.
The Sweet Spot says that's amazing. Yeah, during those cold winter months, we were doing a lot of videos.
Yeah, we did a lot of videos. Now, and we did a lot of cooking during that time as well. But now, given that the garden and the outdoor season is not that long.
The Backyard Life says congratulations.
Thank you very much, guys. We appreciate your love. Keep spreading your love. Keep sharing your love. And again, each one teach one. Let's just practice.
Well, I've learned so much. Yeah. I've learned so much from all of you. Maydeen Herman says, good morning. Good morning, Maydeen. We're here going live. Nino cooked his wonderful omelet.
Look at this. Maydeen, if you haven't started to see my omelet, I made a vegetable omelet with cheese. I've got some berries, and I made some potatoes. Lord, I had leftover potatoes from last night. I just opened the fridge and, But as I said earlier, my intentions this morning was to make Eggs Benedict. If any of you guys are familiar with Eggs Benedict, it's absolutely delightful.
Listen, Eggs Benedict needs to be a video because this man and his Eggs Benedict and his hollandaise sauce is so precise. That needs proper instruction.
And just imagine if you're a person that enjoy your Eggs Benedict, you know if somebody start putting that chemical sauce nonsense on your plate, it's going back. I have no interest in that. It's got to be made from
Nino
scratch.
Elliott, the food snob. He is a food snob. If it's not fresh hollandaise, he is not eating it.
I just enjoy.
And you see, Dwayne Montague says, "Great job, one love."
Thank you, Dwayne. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Thank you.
So, like we were saying, we're at 980 subscribers. If you can believe that, we're like the little engine that could. We just keep pushing on, pushing on. We learn as we go. We learn from you. And here we are at 980 subscribers.
And if your families have not subscribed yet, just ask them one question. What are you waiting for?
And I must say, I did my first official, well, I did a little mini tour in spring, but I did my first official garden tour. It was my June garden tour.
That was a lovely, lovely tour.
And I'm very proud of myself and how I filmed and edited that video. And it's almost has had 14,000 views. That boggles my mind that many people have watched my video and can see my garden.
So just imagine if 14,000 people shared it with 14,000 others. Just imagine that. Imagine the freedom.
Well, and the one thing about our little garden YouTube community is the support that we all give each other. You guys are so supportive, and trust me, we feel the love. And so thank you for that. So
I want to say a special thank you to Linda. Thank you, Linda. Thanks for all your support.
Linda was my sensei.
Your ongoing support.
And we got to get Linda to come back and do another video with us in the garden. All right. Linda, if you're out there watching, thank you.
Thank you, Linda. Thanks to all my AC family. I'm always bigging up you guys. Thank you guys. You guys are so supportive. I appreciate the love that you guys have shown Nino and Lo and continue to support us. But like I said, tell your brothers and your sisters and your aunties and uncles and grandparents to subscribe.
He's the salesman.
I am constantly going. I'm constantly going.
Now, the Backyard Life says you're doing great. Stay encouraged. I enjoy your content, fellow gardener. Hugging your channel from Zone 5. Oh, you're a fellow Zone 5er. Well,
love that.
I'm telling you, this year, Zone 5 has been a trip. Zone 5 has been a trip. We got really warm weather in early spring, and then we got a surprise snowstorm when we thought that our risk of frost was over, and now all this rain. I don't know how my poor plants are surviving. Now,
the funny thing is there was a couple of shots that we've got, a couple of shorts where my wife decided it's time to take out the patio furniture. Yeah. So we took them all out. We got everything all set up. The very next day, it snowed. Yeah. There was snow everywhere.
But the one thing is, I haven't noticed too many Japanese beetles. Knock on everything. Knock on everything. Not that I want them, but I've only seen very few compared to last year. Let me know what you guys are experiencing in your gardens. I know a lot of people are complaining about slug and snail damage, and I see the effects of it, but I haven't really noticed too many of them. I don't know. Let me know what's happening with you all. Now,
you have a good point there about the Japanese beetles.
Yeah, I haven't noticed.
Because we saw a tremendous amount last year, didn't we?
Yeah. So now Nino has brought back a few wonderful ingredients. From his trip to Jamaica.
Yes.
In the garage.
Yes, let me see.
Yeah.
I brought back, what did I bring back? Oh, I brought back, where is my...
You brought back something called red seasoning.
Where's my mint and my red seasoning? Oh, you know what?
Now, Marlene Williams says, a blessed morning, my dear friends, and your beautiful wife. Well, good morning, Marlene, and thank you very much for joining us this morning. Now, if you're just joining us...
I brought back some organic Jamaica fresh ginger. Now, Jamaica has some of the best ginger anywhere in the world. This ginger is just absolutely amazing. Brought that back. I've got some peppermint. I actually picked these up in a supermarket in Jamaica.
Wait, you're losing half of your peppermint.
Is this bag open?
Yes.
One of the bags open. I think I think that one's open.
You need you need a baggie because you're losing the beautiful peppermint here. Now I've had some of this peppermint tea and it tastes amazing. Tastes amazing.
There you go. See if you can fit it in there. So yeah, it's got the peppermint. Most people in Jamaica just grow this stuff randomly in their backyard, but it's absolutely phenomenal. I just add a few stalks of this to some boiling water, let it steep for about 5 minutes. It is phenomenal. This is something that
I need another baggie for this.
Oh, my niece had mentioned to me that, can you bring me back some of this stuff? Never have I seen this before. It is called egg powder coloring. And apparently what they use this for down in Jamaica is they add this to their flour and seasonings.
Can't see your head there.
Flour and seasonings when they're preparing fried chicken. And it gives it an amazing color. So check that out. That's just a few of the things. I brought back an avocado. It's about as big as my head. I think it's up there. I brought back an avocado. Check this out. Check this avocado out. Brought this avocado back. I've got some rum, of course, which is just 12-year-old Appleton rum. 12-year-old Appleton rum. I've got this fruit here, which is called a sweet sop. It is just amazing. You pop this open and eat away at the pulp. It's just amazing. I brought another fruit back that's called a sour sop, which is a much bigger fruit to that. I kind of squeezed that and made a juice out of that. And that was just completely amazing. Word has it that the sour sop family, including the leaves as well as the fruit, is very good for cancer. Isn't that what they say? Something like that. But that it has a 10,000% more effect than chemo. So
I don't know.
So the story
I'm a medic. Any little bit helps, but I think medicine has its place.
But you gotta give credit to our ancestors though, and all the medicinal elements that they found in all the plants.
Chopping your head off. Now, chat. We're just if you're just joining us, you missed Nino making his breakfast this morning. But you can show what your end product is. He made a beautiful vegetable omelet with cheese. I've got some potatoes along here, and I've got some assortment of berries. A cup of tea. Lorna had a cup of Blue Mountain coffee straight out of Jamaica. And it was just absolutely delightful. Love it. Enjoy it. And I'm happy for you guys to be joining us on the live this morning. All our garden family, our AC family, and everybody else that's part of the family. Yes. Welcome to our page, our channel. So now that he's back and he's gotten all this inspiration from all his travels across the island and all the beautiful food, he ended up at Border Jerk. Tell me about Border Jerk.
Oh, Border Jerk was just phenomenal.
Angel Love says that looks delicious.
It's a phenomenal place. It's in the hills of Westmoreland, Jamaica, bordering Hanover and Westmoreland. And Border Jerk is home of the piranha jerk seasoning, which, as you guys know from watching our channel, we use a lot of piranha jerk seasoning.
We have a cupboard full.
Whenever let's open here. We got our piranha seasonings here, right there. We use a piranha whenever we're making jerk.
Wow!
You know, we've got a spicy version. Look who's that? That's my Princess Jessica in the back there. We made some food. Anyway, so I visited Border Jerk. Say hi to Jessica. Hi, Princess Jessica. So went to Border Jerk.
We're about to flash the whole YouTube audience.
And we went back into the kitchen, saw the preparation of the jerk pork and the jerk seasoning, jerk pork and jerk chicken, and various other items. The soup was phenomenal. Big up to Carl McFarlane, aka Mr. Piranha Seasoning, and the entire Border Jerk family. Big up on yourself. Thanks for welcoming me, treating me good, and making sure everything was right. So.
No, but that smoked meat, that is true jerk with the pimento wood.
Yeah.
Is it pimento seed?
Pimento wood
or
and
pimento from a
seeds, all that.
pimento tree.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that gives it that nice flavor.
That's the basis of it.
Yes.
The basis of it, along with a lot of other ingredients that makes up that phenomenal jerk seasoning. So
Well,
support the cause. Piranha Seasonings. Piranha Seasonings .ca. Okay, is the if you go on the website piranhaseasonings.ca, you can order as much jerk sauce as you want from Piranha, and it's absolutely lovely, guys. We truly enjoy that. Enjoy the tour. I enjoy all of Jamaica. Matter of fact, and gosh, let me tell you, I just didn't realize how beautiful Jamaica was. The mountains. I could be standing as close as I am to the camera, and there's a mountain right in front of me.
Oh, look what we got.
Good morning, is Adam.
We got a delivery.
Look at this. This is courtesy of Anna Banana Bread, guys. Check it out.
Guys, if you live in Toronto, you have to put your
out.
order in for Anna's Bananas.
Mhm.
We put our order in, and we get our personal delivery every week. Anna's Bananas Bread and this beautiful carrot cake
is off the izzle. Gotta check this out.
So we're gonna have to have
awesome.
my little niece Anna Banana, who's only what 12
years
13.
old,
and she
12 to
bakes
be 13 years old, and she's been making these for a few years, guys. She has perfected the art of Anna Banana Bread.
So
and let me tell you.
You stay tuned. You're gonna see us having her over to do some baking and cooking with Uncle Nino here.
Check that out. Anna Banana Bread. This is the carrot cake.
Now Edwin says that looks amazing, and the sweet spot is swooning over the banana bread.
I had one of my neighbors the other day made mention that it's the best carrot cake
that they've ever had.
So guys, check it out.
So
Anna Banana Bread.
Yes.
The phone number. What's the phone number there? Phone number here, guys.
You can find them on Instagram. I will put them in the description of this live. They're also on the description where I presented these to my neighbors. There's some contact information there. So if you live in the Toronto area or surrounding area, you have to try this cake. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. See?
Anna Banana Bread.
Yes.
Check it out.
That's right.
You guys enjoy. Have a good day.
Never a dull moment here, guys. Never a dull moment.
Never a dull moment. I tell you, Anna Banana. Yeah. I wish Anna Banana had come on this delivery today. I would have loved to.
Oh yes, but she'll be here. She's gonna spend a few days.
Cutest little princess.
Yes. Now, Angel Loves Garden says yes. Jamaica is so beautiful. Only been once, and she needs to go back. You do need to go back.
You need to go back.
But it would be great to go off the beaten path. We go off the beaten path a lot. There's something to be said.
We truly enjoy that. We truly enjoy that. You know. We've got like I said, a good friend of mine named Shaka that's on the beach at Dr. Scave Beach. I've known this guy for over 25 years.
Yes.
And I would recommend you, if you ever go to Jamaica, you go to the beach bar at the Dr. Scave Beach in Montego Bay and ask for Shaka.
Yes.
And just tell him Nino and Lo sent you.
Yes.
He will have the red carpet rolled out. He's the best
tour guide.
The best tour guide. He's a friend.
Arrange transportation. He will take care of you. Wherever you want to go, he will arrange it. He's been doing that for us for years. He's become such a good friend now. And anybody who goes to Jamaica, we recommend go see Shaka. They've come back with nothing but praise, and they have a great time. Yep. I mean, sometimes you want to go on the resort and just chill, but other times you want to go off the beaten path, and Shaka's the man to do it. He'll navigate you through any area that you want to go.
We go off the beaten path quite a bit.
We do.
To the point where I will actually fly to one airport and drive around the island and try to depart at the other. And
Angel Love says yes, that's what she wants to do. She wants to get off the resort and do activities and see the real Jamaica.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing.
And the real Jamaica is beautiful. The resorts, don't get me wrong, guys. Resorts are
I love
beautiful.
a resort. I love the luxury and lounging on the beach. I do love it. But I also love hidden gems like the Benta River Falls that Nino went to.
Mayfield Falls, YS Falls.
Beautiful.
The Appleton Plantation is a very good tour where you go to where they make the Appleton rum. You can sample the rums.
Yes.
Jamaica has just there's so many buried treasures in Jamaica that is phenomenal. And that's what really made my trip awesome. Is the buried treasure and the people. Oh, I can't say enough about
Jamaica's a comedy show. The comedy show. Everybody's welcoming. Everybody wants to give you directions, let you taste their food. It's a comedy.
Yeah.
It's
like anywhere else, you have to use caution.
Yes.
But it's a beautiful place, and it's I don't know. I can't say enough.
Look at that.
Enough. I actually discovered in my tour around the island with Daddy and Chris. I actually stopped at this spot in Mandeville. Mandeville is in the mountains. And you get a lot of expats returning home to Jamaica, and the climate in Mandeville is very, very North American like. It's on the cooler side, given that it's really up in the mountains. And we stopped at a spot there that I was familiar with. I've passed before in the past, and all they sell there, guys. If you like curry goat, that is all they sell in that particular restaurant. Everything goat. And as I made mention to Chris as we pulled up to this restaurant, I met two gentlemen coming out, and they were just going off about how good the meal is that they just had. And I said, I looked at Chris and I said, I told you it's good, So we went in and we had curried goat with white rice, and let me tell you guys, Chris was just over the moon. I've had it before, and it was just as good as all the other times I've had it. I'm talking about the curry goat plates in Mandeville that we stop at, and it's just amazing.
Now,
Lots of
Nadine Herban said, and thank you, Lorna, for the tip about extending blossoming on canna lilies. Now, if I don't know how many of you grow canna lilies, but after your canna lily flowers and it starts to send off those seed pods are great because you can harvest them and you can get more flowers in the subsequent years. But if you want your canna to continually bloom throughout the growing season, you have to cut off those seed pods. Maybe in the fall when it's closer to the end of the season, then you let it go to seed and you'll have some nice seeds for next season. But in the height of the summer, keep cutting those seed pods and you'll have canna lilies all summer long. And that tip came from me.
Wow.
I'm a gardener now, people. I'm a gardener. I have to say that out loud. I'm a gardener.
She is a gardener, guys. But I'll tell you something else about Lorna. Lorna has a very obsessive personality. When she locks into something, seriously, she locks into it 150%. This whole gardening thing, she just locked into it, and she researched. Day and night, I'm pulling the iPad out of her face saying, go to bed. Pulling the phone out of her hand, go to bed. The same thing when it came to learning how to edit videos. She was obsessive. She had to learn everything about it, ins and outs. And that's when you watch the videos.
Well, when you're interested in something and you want to learn, that's what you got to do, right? But I'm also thankful to all of you because I get a lot of my tips by watching you guys.
And all the support.
I watch a lot of you guys, Chain Breakers and Kiki and
Juicing with Jay
and
Callie.
There's another one I
Callie
can't remember,
Homestead.
but a lot of you do a lot of gardening in containers, right? But here I use containers, but mostly for my flowers. But what am I saying? All of our vegetables are in containers. Like we only have peppers and tomatoes and a few herbs, but
years ago.
Now the Sweet Spot says she's very obsessive as well, so she can relate deeply. I mean, I learned a little bit at the beginning from Linda because guys, if you ever saw what this garden looked like a few short years ago, you would be shocked to see what it looks like now. And I keep saying that I'm working on a video of the before and after. But this property was it was awful.
It was transformed.
It was just a garden for the raccoons, honestly. And as the kids were little and we were growing up, I had absolutely no time to garden.
And not only that, but we had no interest. At one point, we actually caught 12 raccoons and 3 possums in our backyard and relocate them. Like it was like a raccoon haven. We were terrified to go in our backyards after 6 p.m. because we're like, there's raccoons out there. We're not going out there. Right. And we just decided, you know what? It's time they find a new home because at the end of the day, We're paying the mortgage, not them.
Right.
So they got to go. Eviction notice were issued, and that was the end of that.
Now, Growing with Hudson says, hey, Chad. Hey, Growing with Hudson. Welcome, welcome.
Welcome, Growing with Hudson.
And Marlene Williams says, the weather in Mandeville is great. I believe the weather up there is a little cool.
It is a little cooler. Marlene, welcome. Welcome to and sharing your thoughts and experience with living in Mandeville with us. It is a little cool up there. It's a lot cooler than down in the flatlands. And it's a great place to be. You gotta actually wear a sweater in Mandeville.
Oh wow! Now the sweet spot says her family from Louisiana, from the Louisiana woods, would take care of those raccoons. Oh yeah.
Oh, I know you guys would.
They can come up here. Now mind you, it's been a few years, and a lot of calling the raccoon man to come into the yard to set traps. And mind you, here in Toronto, you can trap them. You can't hurt them.
You can't hurt them. You
can trap them and relocate them.
And you have a certain distance that you can relocate.
Because you can't take them too far out of their habitat. Now, mind you, I think they all just end up coming back, but that's neither here nor there. But I think now that we use the backyard more, they don't have all that high grass and all these little areas to hide and make nests in, that we seem to capture our backyard back. So, but I say that to say that it never looked like that all this time. And the comments that I get from my garden tour are so wonderful. Everybody telling me how it looks so neat and it looks so great. And I'm like, wow, it's really come a long way. And I'm honestly proud of myself because it's really come a long way. And a lot of it in the beginning, I have to give praises to my sensei, Linda, because it was Linda and I slinging a lot of dirt out there.
Oh, gosh.
And she was teaching me everything, because when I found Linda, I knew very little about gardening. I would just plant flowers that I liked and just plant them anywhere, and they wouldn't even survive the season, because sometimes I would plant shade plants in the sun and vice versa.
Well, it's funny that you say that, because I am the least visionary person.
Ooh, Growing with Hudson. Sorry, babe, says, I just finished breakfast. What are you all cooking? And she's bigging up the sweet spot. I love that you guys are all friends and bigging up each other in the lives. I love that. And if you're not friends with people in the live, please introduce yourselves.
Exactly.
Very nice to a fault. Us Canadians are a little bit too diplomatic when it comes to certain things. Because like I said, those raccoons probably just come right back. And it's not cheap to get them relocated. Yeah. Those guys charge you a pretty penny. They charge a pretty penny.
And we've had to replace the roof because of raccoons. Yeah. They just made their way and dig what they can and
did some electrical damage.
Yeah. I remember one morning I went out front. I was going to change a light bulb in the front thing, and the light bulb blew. And I went in, took the fixture off, went to screw, and the whole damn thing just fell off in my hand.
Because they chewed
the wires.
Yeah.
So they're very destructive as well.
And I'm telling you, before we renovated this kitchen and we did some electrical work to put these pot lights in, and the guy went up there, lots of chewed up insulation and wires. Yeah. We had to rewire
the whole
but
thing.
Yet with all of that damage, you still cannot relocate them. I think it's 5 kilometers or something like that, but it's kind of silly.
You have to take care of them. You can't hurt them in any way. You have to follow the protocol when it comes to relocating them, and you will not be compensated for any damages that they do.
Now, the sweet spot, who's in Houston, says that there's a problem out there too, and when she gets home, she plans on planting crops along the fences so that they all stay out. Now, Jessica says that she wants an omelet.
Tell Jessica she can have the remainder of my omelet.
Yeah. That's the backyard life. H. Clark says.
The backyard life.
That's the backyard life. Jessica wants someone to bring her plate and some tea. Look at that.
Oh, that's
room service.
Yeah, that's my spoiled daughter.
Well, now we did have a gentleman. I think his company was called the Raccoon Guy, and he was a bit of a kind of like the Crazy Aussie is to alligators. And he was like a raccoon whisperer.
Crocodiles.
Was it crocodiles?
Crocodiles.
And he was the best one that came in here and dealt with our raccoon problem.
Well, he educated us as well.
He educated us to the max. Now, he says, basically, you can't get rid of them by relocating them because you can only relocate them like 5 kilometers or so, like we said. And so we can see you, so you don't have to keep sneaking. So you can't relocate them far enough because you can get fined. You can get
and it will always come back.
And it will harm the raccoons because if they go into an area that they're not familiar with, the other raccoons can damage them and blah, 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 blah. But he said basically you have to knock them out of their routine. So if you know that there's a certain area that they frequent, put like some ammonia or some hot pepper or something there that when they go digging there, they don't like the smell or they don't like to be inconvenienced. So if you can do something to set them out of their normal pattern, that will usually get them fed up and then they'll go somewhere else, honestly. But you have to be consistent, and they are very consistent.
And they're very intelligent.
They are.
Don't think they're stupid.
And don't keep food out, obviously, and expose garbage because they can open lids. They have hands that work just like ours. It's amazing. It's amazing. Now, the sweet spot is laughing at you, Jessica, that you're ordering room service from your room in the same house. Growing with Hudson says, she's telling Jessica that she had cheese with grits and toast. Now, if that is not an American thing, some grits. Now, we have some family that's in Texas, and they like cooking some grits. I tell you,
I discovered a soul food restaurant yesterday, just around the block from work. And I had mac and cheese with
some grits.
No, with Cajun shrimp last night for dinner.
Now, Growing with Hudson says it sounds like they care a little bit too much about the raccoons. Well, like I said, in Toronto, in Canada in general, we're very genteel. And
almost to a fault.
Almost to a fault. But in all honesty, they do a lot of damage to homeowners. They do. Thousands of dollars worth of damage before we finally got a hold of these raccoons. And they were coming here. We've lived in this house for almost 30 years, and they've been coming here since before we even moved in because they had a little nest that every year they would come and they would have their babies up in the attic. And after we kind of locked them off from that getting into that spot, they tried season after season to get in every spring.
We had a guy come in we're just rustling, tussling like someone's trying to break in. And when I look out the window, I see a tail of a raccoon hanging off the eavesdrop.
Yeah.
He was trying to bend that trap door to get back in there.
Yeah.
And the very next morning, we went up and looked.
You want to turn that a little bit?
And sure enough, the raccoon had bent the trap door.
Oh, yeah.
We had to call in for my father-in-law to come in and put chicken wires up there until we can get the roofers in to just completely dismantle it and put a new roof on there. You know, so it's they can be very damaging. But you know what?
Well, I was watching. They call me Sunshine. Sunshine, I'm not sure what state she's in, but she's in a southern state. And Sunshine was having a problem with snakes. And if I ever went into my garden and saw a snake, oh my goodness.
That would be the last time.
That would be the last I would be gardening. I don't think I could go back in there and garden because I am terrified of snakes. I can deal with a frog, maybe even a bunny, but a snake,
I feel
absolutely
the same way
not.
about lizards and iguanas.
Snake in the garden?
I can tolerate the small little, what do you call those small little things?
I don't know, the salamanders. The
geckos. But in places like Mexico, they've got those big iguanas. I couldn't do that.
So Growing with Hudson says, real talk, society cares more about animals than they do about humans. And you know what? Unfortunately, that is real talk. We care about our pets a lot more, some of us. But I'm encouraging all of you to reach out to people who you haven't seen in a while, who've been on this pandemic lockdown. I know we're all getting back to the backyard barbecues. Some of you have gotten to it quicker than we have because your restrictions have been lifted. The Sweet Spot says she's afraid of snakes so bad. And there's lots of them there. Where are you, Sweet Spot, where you have so many snakes?
Must be in the south.
Oh, my goodness.
In the south where it's nice and warm.
I would love to live in Florida, I think, but
no,
I don't know.
Not. not.
I don't know
I
because
can't deal with all that.
because I love living in Canada, living in Toronto, and having all my different seasons. Like I need a little bit of a cold patch. Oh, the sweet spots in Texas.
There we go.
Now, Tariq says he's been to Cancun and seen a huge iguana. We were in Cancun once, and I'm telling you, tell them about our Cancun story there, babe. Edwin?
We actually went on an excursion
Edwin?
in Cancun to see the ruins.
What would you like to eat, sir?
And so we paid all this money to go on this trip, and we're going on this this ruins trip. And when we got there, and everyone else in the tour bus started walking through and seeing the ruins. Lorna and I are walking.
Edwin's going to use the stove.
Lorna and I are walking.
Over there.
Where? Why does he have to do that now?
Because I told him that he can come and make his egg.
No, he can make his eggs after. You don't have to do it right now. There's not enough room right here.
The poor kiddo's hungry.
Oh, he's not.
Just scooch over there. I can make his egg.
Grab some cereal. Grab some cereal or something.
Guys, don't you think you should let Edwin make his eggs?
Hey, Edwin. Edwin, come here for a minute. I don't think our
let's introduce you to Edwin.
Our YouTube family has met Edwin. This is Edwin, aka Muchacho, we call him. Come, Edwin. Say hi. This is Edwin.
Hello.
Edwin is from the Dominican Republic.
The Dominican.
At the Dominican, and years ago we adopted Edwin and his mom.
Yes.
From the Dominican. They came up from the Dominican, and
okay, you're telling the story wrong now.
Yeah.
But
anyway, I'm not telling the story. I'm just talking about
that's
Edwin.
for another day.
But it is for another day. So again, Edwin and his mom Denia are part of our family. We adopted them in their family. We welcome them. But Muchacho wasn't this big. Look at him. He's a tree.
He's over 6 feet now.
He was a little thing like this when he first came here.
We first met him. He was 10 years old, I believe.
Anyway, go have some cereal, Edwin.
Edwin is a 6 foot.
He's a 6 foot
young
monster
man.
and still growing.
He's more than.
But he's a good kid though. He's a good kid, and we welcome them. Both he and his mother have been part of our family.
Okay, you see this service?
Many years.
Breakfast being delivered to Jessica.
That's more than I get. My own breakfast and bring her breakfast. But I say she'd probably do that for me about once every 2 years. But I appreciate it nonetheless. So so as I was saying, Edwin and his mom, part of our family, and ongoing. I wish she was here as well. She's hearing impaired, but she has taught us so much. She has taught us sign language. My kids have all learned sign language, and we all communicate. I could be in the kitchen with her, and you've probably seen on live that we've done in the past. Denny and I in the kitchen.
We have some comments.
We perform very well together. And even though she's deaf, all her other senses are very heightened. And she's
Angel is saying, "Hey, Edwin.
Edwin, you got fans.
The sweet spot says Jessica must be the baby. You are so right.
The baby, and I promise you, I'm not going to spoil it. Oh, sorry, she's already spoiled.
Oh yeah. And Growing with Hudson says Jessica's got it going on. Jessica is also a good kid. Jessica.
Do you know what I discovered yesterday about Jessica?
What?
Jessica has 5 jobs. Can you believe that?
Yeah, she's
got 5 jobs.
This kid, even during the pandemic, she's very hardworking. I keep trying to get them to come on so that I can kind of interview them and kind of introduce them to all of you a little bit at a time. But I'm slowly wearing them down.
Getting them in. And these are kids, guys, that told us in the beginning when we first started this channel that we're crazy and we don't know what we're doing and we'll never figure it out. Hello, 900 and what? 80 later?
980 subscribers. What? You can't talk to me. Don't talk to me. And when I ask them, how do you do this or how do you do that? They don't know. They don't know.
We have to figure everything out ourselves.
We got to figure it out.
Cooking.
I'm making this child an egg sandwich. Can I do that?
Are you able to make egg sandwich?
I know how to make an egg sandwich, if that's okay with you. You're not the only chef in the house.
I'm just checking.
Okay.
Edwin, Auntie Lorna's making you an egg sandwich.
Now, Edwin is my toughest critic. Okay. If I make a post and I don't do the thumbnail proper, or if I make a shot that I hang on too long with the background, Edwin's right there to tell me what I'm doing wrong. He's my biggest critic, and he's a harsh critic at that. He does not go easy on me. Now, Tariq says, road to 1,000 subs. Could you believe it,
That's
Tariq?
it, Tariq. We're going hard, baby.
We're at like
hard.
980. I cannot believe that we're at 980.
I remember when we were at 500, and I remember saying to Lo, I said, that was tough. The first time 500 was tough, but the second 500 is going to be even tougher.
Yeah. And it just seemed to just
lo and behold, we just kept on plugging it away, plugging away. I never leave home without my card, my business card on me. Have you seen?
I'll grab it.
No, you don't need to grab it.
Oh,
because I got as long as I got a pocket, I got a card. Check that out. Check that out, guys.
He got these made, if you can believe it, and on the back side it has
We've got the QR code. We're serious contenders. We don't play.
Everywhere this man goes, he hands out these cards.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to say to any YouTuber that's up and coming, do not be discouraged.
Don't be discouraged.
Just keep making your videos.
Keep plugging away.
They will come.
Away.
They will come. They will come. Now, Maydeen Herbin says, love the patty shop and the market in Mandeville. Was there in 2019 before COVID.
Oh, yeah. Mandeville is beautiful.
Now,
guys.
a lot of places that were there pre-COVID kind of aren't there anymore. So, you know how it is. Jamaica always lands on its feet. So once these restrictions are a little bit more forgiving, we all have to start frequenting our favorite restaurants, our Black-owned businesses, our purple-owned businesses, all our businesses that we're used to.
Local businesses.
Local businesses.
Not the big box.
The big box.
The hell with them. They can survive.
They were fine during the pandemic. But you know that little shop where you like that little fresh bread or, you know, whatever. We have to go and support these places to keep them in business.
Support the small businesses.
All those little online shops, like, you know, all the businesses that we might have started or friends might have started during the pandemic. Go ahead and drop your links in the live and introduce people to anything that anybody is promoting. I encourage all of you to cut and paste the link to your pages and drop them in the comments here and let us all kind of
support each other.
Now, Maydeen, I know your daughter has that wonderful little online shop called Gal Vibes. She had a pop-up shop last weekend, and we went and got some great little accessories. And I encourage you to put her link down in the live, and let's all encourage each other. Now, Tariq says he's got to get those cards made. Let me tell you.
Oh, Tariq, let me tell you, it makes a lot of difference.
Yeah,
makes a lot of difference in the world. No matter where I go, it's a very simple process.
Guys, I designed this card.
I say my wife and I started a YouTube channel, and we got a QR code listed in the back. I'd love for you to share the love.
And all you do
people
is
are very receptive, and they're always willing to share the love.
All you do is open up your phone, like you're going to take a picture, hover over the QR code, and the link to our YouTube page pops right up.
Hit the subscribe button and ring the bell.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, that card goes a long way.
It's a matter of fact, we're on our second order right now. Yeah. We just get them out
We've given out a lot of those cards, and those cards are worth its weight in gold. And the QR code, guys.
That in itself, the QR code is. You don't want to hand out the card. You just get someone to pull their phone out, scan the code, boom, they're in the channel. Yeah. Subscribe. You can use the card multiple times.
And the QR code is something that I made myself. I just went on the website. I looked it up. I went on the website and I designed my own QR code, downloaded it, and then I designed that whole card that you're looking at there. I designed it. I didn't have to pay somebody or get anything special. Now, I use an app called Canva to do a lot of my editing and my thumbnails. There's a lot in Canva that I still don't know how to do, but I'm learning every day. I'm not burning the pot.
Let's put the egg in the pot.
You see, you can't cook with this guy around. Leave me alone and let me make the eggs.
Oh, my goodness. Guys, let me tell you something. My wife is not, should I say it?
What?
Not the best cook in the world.
That's okay. Now,
it's not the best cook in the world.
Carl McFarland says, keep on keeping on. I want to see 10,000. So do we.
Big up, Carl. I love that. Big up. Tell all your friends to tell your friends to tell your neighbors.
And the sweet
tell your
spot, trust me,
grandparents.
that QR code will get you followers because people. It's not that people don't want to follow you; they just don't know we're here.
Believe
they
it or
just
not,
don't know we're here.
believe
And
it
you
or
know
not, guys.
that YouTube is not always plugging us little people.
Yeah, we got to plug ourselves.
We got to plug ourselves.
And speaking of that, you got to think that people are ignorant to everything that you're saying because I'm amazed at the amount of posts that we have put in different platforms. And someone would look at me and say, I didn't know you had a channel.
Yeah.
They'll just start paying attention. You literally have to be in their face saying, look, I've got a channel. Can you please subscribe and check it out? If you don't like it, that's fine.
Babe, there's some more comments.
Check it out. I can't even see diddly squat, let alone read it.
I can't cook and read.
Well, you're gonna have to multitask now. I've taught you well, young Jedi Knight.
Marlene Williams says, "Well, I can't cut, read, and cook."
Okay, here I'll cut it for you.
I know I'm every woman, but come on now. Now, Marlene Williams says, "Hallelujah, to God be the glory. You guys are doing a great job. Thank you, Marlene. Thank you for all your support. We're having a great time. Now we are in." I don't mind saying my age, but we are in the
Hey.
What?
All right. I
don't mind saying my age. We are in the middle quarter of life.
There we go.
There you are. We're in the middle. We're half Centaurians.
We're living our best life.
We're half Centaurians. Growing with Hudson says she's a little over 200 and she's fine with that. At least it's two of you to handle the page. That is so true.
It really takes
because
a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
She
says really 200 is too many to keep up with. And if you're at 980, 20 plus will be easy.
It takes a lot of work. I met a lady the other day in the market and she said, I want to be a YouTuber. And I said, ma'am, you go right ahead. Just remember, it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
And it's 24 hours a day. It never ends.
The Backyard Life says there is strength in unity, and there really is.
Absolutely.
Because while he was away, I was going crazy trying to do it all. But
hey, Edwin, do you want me to crack the yolk on this egg or Edwin?
The kids are spoiled. He has his headphones in. He's not even listening.
Can't hear a word I'm saying.
Now maybe you can put some of the potato in there.
You want me to crack your egg? You want a sandwich or you just want it? You want it left like that? And you want some potatoes and English muffin? Okay.
The Backyard Life says they need a moderator to share your link. Oh, we do? Okay. Well, I'm trying to teach myself how to use StreamYard because StreamYard seems to be pretty good at doing all this stuff. So maybe by the time our next live comes around, we would have had StreamYard up and running so that we can do all these fancy things. And the Backyard Life says, join the club. He's midlife, me too. Well, you know what? I'm having the time of my life doing this YouTube page. We're in the best shape of our life. And that's another thing that's coming up. We've been waiting till the gyms opened up to launch our Walk Fit group.
Walk Fit.
Because
so what we used to do, guys, pre-COVID, is we used to make our way to the gym. And even in the beginning of COVID, what you had to do was you had to book your gym time. So we would book like a 9 p.m. a gym time, which will go for an hour. So it would take us an hour from home to walk to the gym. So we would walk to the gym 1 hour, work out for 1 hour, and then walk for another 3 hours to get back home. So we were putting roughly about 5 hours of workout 3 or 4 times a week. And that was regular. So once COVID really set in and they closed all the gym, we had very little mode. I just turned it. I changed it. Oh, you can just use that. We had very little motivation to go to the gym. We had, given that you were given a time, you had a time slot to be there for. So we would always try to make that timeline. But now that things are back up and running again, we're hoping to get back to the gym. I'm hoping to start my regular exercise and possibly get rid of this this thing in front of me, that I want so desperately to get rid of. Where's Edwin's plate?
Edwin's plate's there. So, like I said, being in midlife, you have to kind of reinvent yourself because you still got a lot of life to live, and you can't go out like a sucker. Okay? these kids want to clown you and think that we can't do anything and we're ready for the rocking chair, but we're here to stand on our 2 feet and say, hell no, hold up, wait a minute. We're not ready for the rocking chair just yet, right?
And not only that, guys, but they think they're getting our house and our money, but we're going to spend it all on us.
Don't tell them. Watch that, where the crack is.
Oh, shoot.
We've just discovered a crack, a mysterious crack on our stovetop. Nobody's admitting to knowing what happened. And I mean, I was Googling it, and they say sometimes these things can happen spontaneously or if something heavy falls on top. So
do you want juice? Do you want some orange juice?
We're not sure exactly what's going to happen. But we're probably going to have to replace the stovetop. So if any of you know anything about it, if you've ever had a crack on your stovetop, just drop us a few lines and let us know how you resolved it.
Thank you for the food.
Oh, wait.
Guys,
Say hey to your people. Show them your beautiful plate.
Really good.
Now, we can't see your face. You have to bend down. Now, look at this little face. You have to give him a balanced meal. Now, I don't know what the other two... I don't know what the other two are. You know, call the other two because I know they're not just gonna want cereal. Because once
when they're hungry, they'll come up.
Yeah, they'll come up after I clean my kitchen. I don't want them in here once I clean my kitchen. We can make them eggs. That's what I'm saying. Now the sweet spot is saying that it's supposed to rain there. It's raining here. The rain has stopped currently, but it's overcast. And it's not a very nice Saturday. And the sweet spot's working on a couple of videos, but she needs to do her hair, but it takes forever. Listen,
so to all my people,
this is my summer hair. I don't want to bother with hair.
To all my people in Toronto, don't forget, Steele is performing this afternoon at the Guildwood Ghost Station. They're setting up. It's all. It's going to be a great show, so check it out.
Now, are they streaming online?
I don't know all that.
Oh,
details.
Maydeen, if you have any information about that, just put it in the description here. I have to look that up. Here, you
just taking both.
I'm going to look this up and see if I can get some information.
What else we got commenting here? The sweet spot says I'm working on a couple of videos. Hudson, I need to do my hair too, but it's taken forever.
Growing with Hudson, she does a lot of scarves and hats. You know what? Oh, Marlene Williams says he's so handsome.
Muchacho?
We affectionately call him Muchacho. And he was only 10 years old and could barely speak English.
Oh, yeah.
Now he's teaching us Espanol.
He no English, but I'm forbidding him from watching any of the Spanish programs.
Right.
I wanted him to watch only English programs so he could learn to speak English. Now he speaks English very well.
Yes. And he's teaching us English, and his job is to teach our new granddaughter, Zuri Rose, Spanish. So he's not allowed to speak to her in English. He has to speak to her in Spanish so that she can learn a few Spanish words, right? Each one teach one.
Yep. Really cool.
So the backyard life, I keep messing up your name, says that everything is coming along really beautifully. Well, I'm glad to hear that because I know some people were having a little bit of trouble with all this bloody rain. And that's awesome. Growing with Hudson says it is awesome because I'm telling you, your family isn't only the people that are related to you by blood, right? We have so many people extended as part of our family that they're really family members now, and that we've just adopted them, and they've become family just like any blood relative would be family.
I think that's primarily because that's how I grew up.
Yes.
I grew up with an extended family, a very extended family. Entire Williams family was my family.
Big up to the Williams.
Williams, big up.
Yes.
Shout out. Always they took me in like I was one of their own. I was not treated any differently.
Yeah.
And till this day, I'm still a part of them. They're all a part of me and my family, and it's all love. It's all about family, guys.
Whenever we do these lives, you'll see that there'll be people weaving in and out. Some of them are related to us by blood, others are not. And this seems to be the gathering place, really. We have different levels of generations of people. We have, we call them level. We go by levels. We go to level ones, which are our parents. Level twos, which are us. Level threes are our children, and level fours are their children, right? So we have different levels, and usually when we get together for big gatherings, all the levels kind of go off on their own and do their own things. But I mean, we're very fortunate because we have some level fours in the house, which those boys are level fours. And the fact that they want to still hang around with old folks like us is still pretty good.
Their parents grew up with us in this very house, and the very thing that they're doing in this house right now, their parents did the exact same thing.
Right.
And they keep coming back. They keep coming back.
That's right. So it's a good thing. It's a good feeling that you have family around. Mind you, I'm still going to get to the bottom of who cracked the damn
stove. Somebody cracked that stove.
Yeah, maybe some horseplay and something fell on there.
Something happened.
But, you know, I just want everyone to be safe. I don't want there to be any problem or getting shocked or something. So I got to call a repairman and get him to tell me what I have to do. Now, we got the hardest part is the bugs. I guess the sweet spot is having a real hard. We don't have too much problem with bugs right now. I must say. I mean, I've sprayed a couple times because caterpillar season. Now the sweet spot's up on the 3rd floor, so she sprays them with a hose. Marlene Williams is saying that's great. I guess that's in response to what we were saying about family. She wants to know if you went to Morehouse. You have your Morehouse T-shirt on.
We have families that went to Morehouse.
We didn't go to Morehouse, but we went.
Graduated Morehouse.
My cousin's son, Mac, graduated from Morehouse, and we all went down as a family, as a Canadian family, going to this beautiful campus of Morehouse.
Oh, and I've been to homecoming at Morehouse in Spelman, and that is unbelievable.
And we witnessed this graduation, a sea of beautiful young Black men. It was a sight to behold, and it was really nice to see. It was a blessing. Now, Marlene Williams says it's a blessing when you can be a blessing to others.
True.
That is so true.
Marlene.
Yes, very true.
Well said.
Very true. And I mean, we have so much laughs in this house, and I'm telling you, our extended family doesn't see color. It doesn't see creed. It's just a vibe. People just come. Vibe, man. We just get a vibe. We get attached, and they come year after year, and we see the progression of their goals. Then they grow up and they have kids, and they're still coming.
These are kids that
amazing.
You know, for instance, my son Tyler has been friends with Graham forever since they were kids, and Graham and Mike. And we recall when Tyler lived in Tokyo, and we went by to visit. Graham was there. It's like Graham and Mike were there. For months they were there with him. Yeah, you know, like these boys never leave each other. They've been friends since they were kids, and they still come around the house. They, you know. Sometimes they're out back watching movies at nights. Yeah. Never ends, man.
And a lot of these kids that grew up with our kids now have kids, and they're bringing their kids to the backyard. So, it's really it's coming
once they come
circle.
Once, they never stop coming. It's one of those things like, don't feed your kids cheese if you want them to leave the house.
Oh, gosh.
I think we fed ours too much darn cheese. Yes. They don't want to leave.
Brampton Gardner's in the house. She says hello to everybody. Gardner. Now, Brampton is just outside of Toronto, so she's a fellow Ontarian. I consider Brampton Toronto personally, but so Brampton is a hometown girl. Now, the sweet spot, Hudson, growing with Hudson is letting you know to use a gallon sprayer. That's what I use. I used to use the little hand sprayer thing, and then I got me a gallon sprayer as well.
Sprayer, babe? That pumpy thing?
Yes. Okay. You pump it, and then you spray.
Oh, yeah, because the distribution is a lot different.
Growing with Hudson says she graduated from an HBCU in
Alabama. Big up HBCU.
No, I'm telling you, in Canada, I wish we had that, but we don't have that kind of fraternity, and the HBCUs in the States are really cool.
Oh, they're a big thing, man. Big thing. The support they get from the alumni, it's beautiful.
Yes,
Beautiful.
Brampton Gardner says you got to get that sprayer because if you use the pump, your hand gets tired too fast. That's absolutely true. And with all these bugs out there, who wants to be out there for hours spraying and spraying, especially as our gardens are growing and growing and growing? Now, how long have we been on live? We've been here for about an hour and a half.
An hour and a half. Oh boy.
And
we've had breakfast.
We've had breakfast. We've had a little bit of a lovely chat.
The kids had breakfast.
Kids
or some
had
of
breakfast.
Them anyway.
Well, most of them either had cereal or they had some
and
eggs.
We got to see Lo frying an egg.
I do cook. Yeah. I just don't cook to your standards.
The story of Lo cooking is very interesting because she will call me. She will call me on my way home from wherever and say, I cooked this wonderful meal. You're going to love it. It is so good. I can't wait for you to get home to try it. And I come home and I go to the stove. I get ready to share something out. And I take one look and I make, I head for the cupboard for the peanut butter and jelly sandwich because it's not up to my standard.
Food snob.
I could be a food snob, but what she thinks is absolutely delicious is not my idea of delicious. But kudos to you. She's a great gardener, though. I give her credit for that. And a wonderful medic.
Whatever. Now, Brampton Gardner is letting everybody know that the dollar stores have really nice pump sprayers, the smaller ones. Hey, that's a thing.
That's interesting.
Listen, the dollar store, don't sleep on the dollar stores. They have some good items there for your garden. I have a few things that I got from the dollar store. And if it stops working or it breaks, I don't feel too bad chucking it and getting another one by replacing it. Right? Right.
But interestingly enough, though, when I think about certain household items or even garden items, first place that comes to mind is the dollar store.
Yeah. You know? The big box stores, they're very expensive, and I don't find their quality that much different when it comes to certain things. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I've watched a lot of garden tours and a lot of you giving mini garden tours of your own gardens with beautiful plants that you said that you bought those seeds or those bulbs from the dollar store. So don't sleep on the dollar store, people. Don't sleep on the dollar store. The caretaker. Mm-hmm. I'm a nurse. Big up all the nurses out there. I'm an emerge nurse. Been an emerge nurse for quite a long time. It's been rough. There's been times when it's been rough, and this whole pandemic, it hasn't been easy. There have been some very sad moments, but there's been some very happy, glad moments. And it's what I love. It's what I love. I wouldn't have it any other way. Now, Growing Up with Hudson says that they definitely up their game over the years. She's talking about the dollar stores. Mm-hmm. Blue, my best friend Blue. Blue says, hey, lovelies. Everybody say hello to Blue. I love you, Blue. Blue. Now, Brampton Gardner says, we need to get a YouTube gardeners meetup in the GTA. Absolutely. Cool. Absolutely, Brampton. Count me in. And she says she has a lot of dollar store seats. Everybody say hello to Blue. Hi, Blue. How are you? You missed us. We made a beautiful vegetable omelet. Mm-hmm. Some of the vegetables came from the garden. I will show it to you, but it disappeared. Between us and the kids, it's disappeared. Oh, Blue's blushing. She says, love you guys too. We're talking about dollar store seeds and dollar store garden items. She says she's doing good. She's melting.
I wonder if I put my glasses on. You think I could see that a little bit?
I don't know.
Hey, Edwin.
Brampton Gardner says, if Canada Blooms happen next year, I'll be there. You know what?
Blooms.
That Brampton Gardner is a beautiful idea. We should do a meetup at Canada Blooms. Canada
Blooms is phenomenal.
Anybody that loves gardening, and even if you are stateside, I will keep you up to date about Canada Blooms. And if you ever want to take a trip to Toronto and you're a gardener, that's the time to come because Canada Blooms is an amazing indoor event.
Years ago, I worked in the facility that hosted Canada Blooms.
Yeah.
And I thought it was spectacular. It's the most amazing thing. How they transform an entire convention center
Brampton's been going for years
into a garden. It's really cool.
Yes.
I love Bloom.
And if you go near the ends, like at the end of everything, they just want to get rid of everything. You end up leaving with armloads of free plants and bulbs, everybody. Oh my goodness. Now, Brampton, you have come up with the best idea. Notice I'm sitting a little higher. Oh my gosh. We need to do a meetup at the next Canada Blooms. That for all of us GTA gardeners that are in the Toronto area, and for any of you stateside that want to come and visit. And I don't want to hear nothing about it being too cold up here, because I'm tired of telling all my American cousins that my weather up here in Toronto is the same as they have in New York. Now, Brampton says that she loves going. She's been going for years, and her daughter was on the Canada Blooms commercial for several years.
Nice.
The little girl going down the wood tree slide. Oh, wow.
Canada Bloom.
Isn't that nice? Well, that is a very good suggestion. Canada Blooms. And Blues Food says that she would love to. One day she'll make it happen. I'll flap my arms really, really hard. I guess she'll fly up here. Wow.
That would be so nice. It'd be
Well,
so
one
nice.
thing I do like about watching you guys in your garden, you have so much space. So much space, some of your gardens. They just go on and on and on. They're practically farms, honestly. They're practically farms. And the chickens, I think we're allowed to have chickens here in Toronto, because I know some people have a few chickens. Not very many.
5 or something.
Not very many. But a lot of the garden channels that I watch, they raise chickens. Mm-hmm. And I find that so neat.
Just like there are other legal plants that were once not legal, that they allow you to plant, I think 4 or 5 of those in your backyard.
Yes.
So there. If you know what I mean.
Blue says, or yes, I read that one already, that one day she'd love to flap her wings and come up to Toronto, I guess.
Yeah, Toronto's beautiful. We will welcome you.
Yes. Yes. And I must say, we've been, Brampton says her dog would not appreciate the chickens. I would think that the chickens would kind of damage the grass and maybe poop all over the place.
Well, if you got to keep them contained, though, I don't think you can have them just roaming. I wouldn't want my chickens to be roaming.
Oh, okay. Because here in Toronto, well, some of us have fairly big yards, but, it's fairly urban. So we don't have too much space to have these acres of what it seems like acres of corn and all this food. Like some of the people there that I watch that plant, they have enough food that they're growing to feed an army.
Sorry, I just saw a butterfly outside the door.
You thought it was coming in?
I thought it was inside. No, I thought it was inside. I was just about to get up and get the fly swatter because
no.
What is that? Is that
no,
inside?
That's not inside. That's definitely outside. So, guys, it's been a slice.
It's been an absolute slice.
Who's that downstairs? Come on up. Don't be shy.
Kamani?
This is our little nephew, Kamani. Kamani, how old are you now?
13. Well, we can't
see you, young man. You are 13.
And what's that thing on your head, Kamani? Take that out so they can see your handsomeness. What's the matter with you? You're in the house walking around with it.
Brampton Gardner says too many flies are around.
Where's Sincere? That Sincere?
Well,
call Sincere. Tell him to come say hi.
Well, we're about to close our live.
Let's introduce Sincere. Come and say hi, Sincere. This is Sincere.
So, like I said earlier, guys,
those 2 guys
everybody's
right
waving. Blue's waving.
Say hi, guys. Wave back. Say hi.
So these are the 2 young men that we're trying to coerce to tell us what happened with the crack in the stove. Sincere and Kamani. Now, Brampton says, hi, kiddos.
And put together with Edwin. Go around the other side, Edwin.
Now, wait a minute. Growing with Hudson wants to know if we've ever built an emergency food pantry. And the answer is no, we have not. Pantry? Now, why would you need an emergency food pantry? I mean, that question's kind of, okay, they can't see your heads and they're all trying to hide.
There we go. Okay.
But these are the 3 culprits, ladies and gentlemen, that know what happened to the stove. And they're not talking, ladies and gentlemen. They're not talking. So
because there's nothing to say. We weren't involved. At least I wasn't involved.
No, who was involved?
They were the only ones home.
Do you know anything about it?
Tyler said he cooked the night and it was fine. So he cooked in the middle of the night.
So I don't know. So everybody's laughing at you all. Angel Loves Garden is laughing. Growing Up with Hudson says he's so handsome. And they're all like, hey kiddos, hey cuties. At least, Brampton Gardeners say that they have at least 1 month stockpile of food at all times.
Really?
Okay, you guys have to enlighten me on all this.
What is that? What's that all about?
Yeah.
Is that Brampton Gardeners?
Because honestly, these 3 young men here can eat 1 month's stockpile of food in probably 1 week. Yes. Yes. The mystery of the crack on the stove. You know, it is quite a mystery.
But
it is quite a mystery.
Really big, like
it's a crack. So
something fell. To be really big.
Something fell on it. Cracked because the crack runs all along the.
Yeah, I think maybe it was a heavy pot that might have fell an accident or something. But I just don't understand how nobody knows when
that accidents happen.
So Brampton Gardner says she has canned foods, pasta stuff in the freezer just in case. We probably have maybe 2 weeks if we're lucky.
Yeah.
And if these 3 guys are here,
2 days.
2 days. Now Brampton says she's got to go. Talk to you later.
All right, Brampton.
Janet Plant Haven says, handsome kiddos. We're probably going to wrap this up as well because we've been here for a little while.
Story of the day. Story of the day. This one here. Come on over here. Which one? Muchacho, I just learned, is having conversation with a 20. Hold on a minute. Whoa. Breaks on there. He's having. Hang on a minute now.
He's having to be on the internet.
No, it won't be on the internet. He's having a conversation with a young lady that's older than he is, and that's because he has lied about his age.
I call her the child molester.
He lied about his age because he's a big boy, so he can fake it, and she believed him. You're a little bugger.
Terrible.
You need to tell her the truth.
Yes.
Tell her the truth.
Wow.
Tell her the truth, Edwin.
Because it's the right thing to do.
That's right. How old are you, Edwin?
17.
17.
Okay, Growing with Hudson says that accent will. So the 3 of them together, it's lethal.
Dangerous.
Dangerous.
We need to keep them locked in the shed out back.
Yes.
Only feed them
now
underneath
the sweet spot is laughing. The sweet spot is laughing. Mind you, it's a pleasure to have them around, and they give us a lot of pleasure and enjoyment when we have the most engaging conversations. They're very forthcoming with their little trials and tribulations, so we should be glad that they even tell us their little secrets. And you went and outed them on the internet.
I did. I outed them because you got to tell them the truth.
Tell who?
That lady that's older than you.
Why would I tell her?
But why wouldn't you tell her?
Because I don't want her to know.
So Jackie's Plant Haven says this is 3 the hard way.
3 the hard way is right, Jackie.
I tell you 3 the hard way, but they're pretty good kids.
They're good kids.
They're good kids. So guys, you want to say bye to your newfound fame with the few little people that are watching you?
You call this fame.
Say bye.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got one better?
Later.
Adios. Adios. Adios.
Adios, amigos.
Amscray.
And just like that, they disappear.
Now, Growing with Hudson says, you guys have a wonderful weekend and be blessed. And I want to thank you all for hanging out with us today and watching us cook.
We appreciate it.
And thank you all for subscribing and supporting us as usual. And we will see you again
Keep the love coming. We appreciate it.
Yes. Oh, the Monopoly board's coming out. We got to go get in on that game. Oops. Oops. All right. Now, let me try to work this and end the live. All right. Blue says, have an awesome one, guys. I'm glad I caught you. Thanks for showing up, Blue. And we will come talk to you again soon. Angela Loves Garden says, those boys are hilarious and kids keep you young. And her son and her 2 nephews together are a mess. So true. Mm-hmm. Bye, guys. Have a great rest of the weekend.
Have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy and have a blessed beginning of the new week.
Yes. Bye, guys.
We're out. Wait, we got to get that thing that...